What's up, y'all? We're here from MMA Island. I'm Slick Diaz. This is Zach Attack. We're here with a prediction from UFC Fight Night Figueiredo versus Benavidez 2. And we're going to be taking a look at Brett Johns versus Montel Jackson. Zach, what do you got?
All right, just so you guys know in advance, I'm very biased. I'm trying not to be, but I am. I talked to Brett Johns in one of my first interviews, and he could not be nicer. But what he also has in good person qualities, he also has in great fighting qualities. This guy has shown that he can hang with the top of the division. He has a bunch of wins in the UFC, and his two losses are to Aljamain Sterling and Pedro Munoz. Wait, I know those guys. Those are at the top of the division. So those are some of the best guys in the entire bantamweight division.
Mm-hmm.
And he is not stopping taking on good competition in one of the better prospects in Montel Jackson. Now, he's riding a nice win streak after coming into the UFC and losing to Ricky Simon. And Ricky Simon's a solid fighter. There's really not a lot of shame in losing to him. But Brett Johns came back after his very long layoff to fight Tony Gravely, and he went to war. And when I talked to him, he said that he started training at Shore MMA, which is the gym of his training partner, Jack Shore's father. And he said that this training camp has just given him a new look on what his MMA career could be and what he can do. And he says that when he's there, he feels like he can't lose. And we saw shades of the new Brett Johns in his fight with Tony Gravely. He fought that in a phone booth. They were so close together, and they were swinging. Brett Johns was eating shots from Tony Gravely, and he was just throwing as well. And he said that he wants to have that kind of fight with Montel Jackson, and that kind of scares me because Montel Jackson, I believe, has the slicker striking. He has the better hands. But if Brett Johns mixes up and uses his grappling, then he has a very, very good chance, because we know that Brett Johns is an amazing wrestler, and he is amazing on the ground as well. I mean, he hit a calf slicer on Joe Soto, a very highly respected BJJ black belt. Like, that's not something a lot of people can do. We know how good he is on the ground. He has a stratosphere of an advantage on the ground over Montel Jackson. But on the feet, if he decides to fight this whole thing in a phone booth without having the takedowns, I do think Montel Jackson is going to win. But I'm being hopeful, and I'm being biased here. I'm going to say Brett Johns is able to use his takedown, mix up his grappling, and I think he's going to get the win, either by submission or a decision.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. I'm also a Brett Johns fan. He's a friend. He's a friend of the channel's. So I like Brett Johns a lot, and I think what you said about the caliber of competition really rings true in this. I think that that's going to matter a lot. And while Montel Jackson, he's faster, he's longer, he probably hits harder and has the better striking, like you said. But I just have a feeling Brett Johns is going to be able to, even though Montel has those peaking stats where he's better in these areas, I think overall Brett has seen more in the octagon, and he's faced tougher competition than Montel. So when he fights Montel, he's going to be able to figure it out. I've got him by decision.
All right, so we both have Brett Johns when the majority of people are going with Montel Jackson. You never know what you're going to get when you come over here to the MMA Island. So I want you guys to keep watching these predictions. Let us know what you think, and we'll see you in the next video very, very soon.